Hey tarot lovers, how are things going for you? I hope you're doing well. It's a Wednesday instead of a Monday. So this is the general reading for the collective from the 16th of October until the 21st next week, Tuesday. So let's see who or what will cross our path and how do we deal best with it. I'm using the Rider-Waite Tarot for this one, and after this general reading I will also do a extra reading for all the zodiacs separately, not in a video. It's going to be a picture and written message for all the zodiacs, so please post them, read them both and let me know how you feel about it. Okay, so it really feels like a productive week, just like I wrote on Monday. But it's also a little bit, I feel a little bit, I don't know if it's an English word, but in Dutch it's ambivalent. So it's a little bit, I feel good and I feel a little bit overwhelmed. So I personally really had to take some extra time to rest and to find myself and to find my core on Monday and Tuesday, which is why I am here on Wednesday with the message. So who or what will cross our path this week? Oh, interesting. We have the Two of Swords. I have a feeling this is not the only card I have to pull, so let me do this quickly. The Two of Swords is the one that tells us to bring head and heart together. There's something, just you see these beautiful arms crossed with these swords crossed to the sky, which actually tells us that we are a little bit too much in our heads. We overthink too much. We are like Virgos in this situation. Thinking, analyzing, not feeling. So it's pretty easy to take this blockage away from the Two of Swords. It's a matter of deciding to opening our hearts. So I remember listening to a guidance video of my friend Philomena of Mena's World, also saying that we need to listen to our hearts more often. And yes, that can be a little bit confusing because it's maybe not the smartest thing to do, but you know what? What is smart? Following your brain and your ego sending you astray because there's fear, or are we listening to the desires of our hearts? So and then we get the Magician as the second card for who or what will cross our path this week. Next to the Two of Swords, it's an interesting combination because the Magician is pretty much a person that is very very confident, very self-assured, knows what he can and cannot do. He has the tools, he has the wisdom, he has the heart, the passion, and the abilities to create the abundance in his or her life, because women can be magicians as well. But we are holding ourselves back with fear or anything that has been put in our minds, but not in our hearts. So again, these two together, the Two of Swords and the Magician, both tell us to really listen to our hearts and make choices based on our heart's desires. And of course, you have to be smart with things. So if you came from a bad relationship and somebody is trying to wiggle his or her way into your life without your consent or your desire, then please send them away. Don't do anything that would harm you. But sometimes fear holds us also back from really creating our best life, and that's not what we want. So we had the Two of Swords and the Magician crossing our path this week. And how do we deal best with those? It's the Empress. I was about to say the Queen. Why am I feeling Queen energy? This is odd. Got it. So the last card in the deck is the the Six of Cups. I'm so confused. What's going on? Why am I confused? I'm totally focused and tuned in. What are my guides telling me? the confusion. Gotcha. So here we go. There's a lot of confusion going on with this Two of Swords. You know, swords are all about thoughts, thought patterns, visions, opinions, judgment. And it's not necessarily something that we have installed in ourselves. It might be cultural, it might be something that your family gave you. You might have studied a particular subject and think you know everything, and then events happen that show you differently. It's okay to doubt the knowledge that you have. Then turn to your inner magician and find sources to back your doubt, or to maybe to find out that your doubt is not the right path for you. You get my drift. I'm getting confused here again. So who is confusing me? Can we stop doing that? Thank you, Spirit. So yeah. If we're talking about self-inflicted judgment, or self-inflicted harm, or self-inflicted fears, it's really necessary to find your Empress. So the Empress is actually a very successful person. She's wise, she has everything she wants, and she manifests with a click of her fingers in her life. And she's fertile. So there's a lot of creativity, and she has the means to back any desire that she has, and she always expects success and to be gratified for anything that she puts out there in the world. So if we look at that, if we would adopt her attitude on the situations that confuse us, that are holding us back, that need a decision, and we do not have the wisdom yet, then we have to find our teachers. And there are teachers everywhere. You just have to speak out. And that's also one of those messages of the Two of Swords, that don't stay in your mind if you do not have the answers. You can read, you can call a friend, you could go to a talk show or a speech or a lecture, and preferably from somebody you really would not follow from your usual bubble. It's necessary to get other types of sources for your own, for your personal development and for your wisdom, because you will not find the answers within the same circle that you've always been operating within. So the Empress actually predicts quite a lot of success, harvesting everything that you have already put out there, which is a good thing, of course. But there's also a downside to it, and I really feel compelled to express it this time, that the Empress has a little bit of a darker side to her as well. She can be a bit arrogant. She can really be a princess crying, you know, trying to manipulate and get her way. Don't fall into that trap. You know, stay close to your heart, stay close to your core. And like I always tell my friend, or all my friends, to never doubt your own wisdom. But sometimes you just have to learn new stuff, a new vision, a new way of thinking, or a new way of approaching life. So that's your job this week. I hope this helps. Let me know how things work out for you, and I'll see you next time.